get started with rules in just a second, as soon as I log back in. Please join my threads where everything is going to be posted about this run from here on out. It'll be supposed to be at least 30 or 31. Perfect. If you're just joining, please make sure to join my thread. It's where everything is going to be posted. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start getting roles. I will ask for a role. All you have to do is say so in Alliance chat if you would like to fulfill that role. Okay, first of all, do I have a main tank volunteer for the raid? If no one else does it, I will do it myself. But if you would like to main tank, please say so in Alliance chat. Okay, Wobble will main tank. Okay, if you would like to duel, please set your chat mode to Alliance and type /dice. Again, if you'd like to duel, set your chat mode to Alliance, type /dice. All I ask is that you have cleared Delubrum Reginae Savage at least once. We have no one who wants to duel? I mean, fuck it, I'll do it, I guess.
Dueling and calling is a special kind of hell.
Oh, I know, but... what is your question? Aisha. Oh, Graf is the only one who has volunteered, so Graf gets it by default. Okay, perfect. We have...
Actually, never mind, doesn't count.
Yo, let's go.
Percy did roll an 809 in random, but
909.
Not in Alliance.
Yeah.
That's rough. I'm going to give Archie the option. Archie, if you would like to duel. Oh, if you're joking, then you can choose someone to pass it off to, or you can just make Graf do it, because you could also make me do it, but that doesn't sound very fun, so... Okay, Graf, if you would like to duel, then we will come ahead and have you as the duelist. Perfect. I need someone to lead golems. There's a lot of people over there. I'm sure someone will speak loud enough. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and reorganize parties. If I could have everyone in Alliance D join Alliance F.
What?
Everyone in Alliance D join Alliance F for me.
Real quick, I've never actually swapped from one alliance to the other. How do I do that?
Leave the party, then rejoin the PF.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
So everyone in D can go ahead and swap to F. Okay, could I also have everyone in Alliance D join Alliance F for me? Yeah. Alron, you're gonna be solo. And then actually, Troy Nemo, you're gonna join Alliance D, for me. I'm gonna unlock slots just in case. Yeah, I think there's one slot left, 2 tanks. So all slots are unlocked. Password is the same. Tattersail, if you could leave and join Alliance F for me. Okay, perfect. That is our party sorted out. Okay, now I need volunteers for Rend Armor. Any melee DPS can do this. All you do is instead of bringing Banner of Honored Sacrifice, you will bring Lost Rend Armor. You're gonna apply that to the boss once every minute, and give everyone a big damage bonus. Need 2 volunteers for Rend Armor. And if someone doesn't volunteer, I'm going to pick the first 2 melee I see. Taiwan, would you like to rend 1 or rend 2? Rend 1. Would like another melee to rend 2. We do only have like 4. Okay, I'm not seeing any volunteers. So... 2. Idol, are you willing to rend armor? Yeah, that's fine. All you're gonna do is apply it, you're gonna wait 30 seconds and then you're gonna use rend armor, then you're just gonna use it off cooldown. It's very simple. I'll go over it more once we actually start. So we have our duelist in Alliance E. That will be our goal. Percept. Do I have a volunteer to percept slimes for them? Ideally, a DPS does this. If you are percepting, all you're going to do is instead of bringing your normal starting actions, You will bring a mimic and perception as your starting action. If no one volunteers, I will do it.
Hey, is this the DRS run that's being currently ran on Crystal?
This is yes.
Is the password changed from 3238 to something else?
It was never 3238. Please read the recruitment post.
Well, the one that I saw it from, it said ID 3238. I didn't see where the other post was at.
If you look in DRS recruiting, the recruitment post has all the information you need.
DRS recruiting? Is that on the PB server?
No, this is posted out of Cafe.
You are currently in the voice chat for the cafe server.
I see. 1 second. Thank you.
Okay, we have our golem percept, our slime percept, need a TA percept, and a unit. Or we don't need a TA percept. We'll make it do. PA percept. Okay, wobble will TA percept. Okay, we should need any bubbles. Is there a party with a black mage and another caster where the black mage would like to use Flare Star?
Hello?
Yo, Chip, you're joining? That's good.
No, I'm just here to see if anyone wants to join our BA run that's currently recruiting.
Oh yeah, not the way.
Good luck, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, Flare Star is just a high damage, damage over time that you would replace with one of your damage abilities. So for example, you would run something like Wand of Magic and Flare Star. You'll just use the Flare Star with as many buffs as possible, and then you just do your normal damage. If you don't want to Flare Star, it's whatever, it doesn't really matter. We'll come back to that. Do I have a healer who would like to use Banner? Any healer can bring Vanish. You're just gonna slot it in during the second trash fight, and just use it to keep the damage buff. Thank you, Epsilon. Archie, you're not gonna percept. I just put myself for Sun's percept, so don't worry about it. Okay, if you want to chatter, that is up to you. Once I get the rolls out of the way, I'm going to post a guide for using Flare Star. Actually, I'll just do it now. If you want to look at that, that is a quick guide to how to Flare Star. Again, don't feel like you have to. Ultimately, it's not that much more damage than just a normal DPS. It's just easier to execute. It's like keep a baseline, or it's really hard to execute to reach that actual like better than DPS caster level. Okay. I know this is mostly new people, so I don't know if we will actually have batteries, but if you would like to be a physical or magical battery, please say so. If we don't have at least 2 physical battery, I'm just not gonna assign them. Same with magic. I'm not gonna pull TPs because I know there are a lot of new people. No, so the batteries is for using Lost Excellence. what you do as a battery is you simply will, if you are mimic chaining, which means instead of like slotting last actions and just holding the whole instance, you're mimicking at each fight to get excellence and font of power, or font of magic. You're then slotting off that excellence with a new action to increase your damage. Okay, I'll roll. Okay, Alron, you're gonna be the QG battery. I'm gonna have Eric be the TA battery, or not the TA battery, okay, disregard anything I just said. Alron, you're gonna be the TA battery, and Eric's gonna be the team battery. That's up to you. If you want to, Alron. If not, then it's whatever. You people can win just fine. It's not an issue. Idol, if you would rather someone else win than you, that is your decision. Okay, Idol, I'll let you be win too. And then Tattersail, if you want to bring Firestar, bring it. That is your decision. Okay, roster is posted in my thread. Please look in there for information. Please ensure that you have everything you need to complete your roles. At this time, also please check over my holsters. I'm gonna link those again real quick. Please look over them, ensure you have everything you need for your role. As a reminder, if you joined on caster, you are expected to be the tier 4 caster. There are multiple casters in your party. Work out who is bringing tier 4. If one person wants to bring it and then another as backup, that's fine. But if you're like Alliance F, who has 4 casters, maybe work out 1 or 2 people to not be tier 4. If you are on physical range DPS, you are going to be using Dervish. This is a big damage buff for your parties and should be used every 2 minutes. Even though it has a 90-second cooldown, you're going to want to use it every 2 minutes to give a big buff. DRS is all about pumping up those big 2-minute windows with stuff like Lost on Power, Better Honored Sacrifice, stuff like that. So please ensure that you are using your actions together, as the buffs are multiplicative. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Zona Ari, are you willing to leave your party and go to D real quick? And then I'm gonna have Torinimo join Alliance F. I'm gonna have to unlock the slots real quick, so give me just 1 second. If the PF is down, don't worry about it. It is back up now. Again, PF is back up. Torinimo, just join F whenever you're ready. By the way, Wobble, are you good soloing screen busters or?
I'm bringing a font of skill for it, yes.
Okay, font of skill issue, perfect. Okay, at this time, please ensure that you have everything you need. As a reminder, if you do not have proper actions, proper essences, and re-raisers, I will ask you to be left dead on the ground. Our rises are limited inside DRS. If you die, it's not guaranteed that we will have enough to get everyone back up, especially if there are a lot of deaths. So please, 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 make sure that you have everything you need. I have everything you need in my holsters. Yes, answer. What's your question, Archie? So, when I say 10 re-raisers, I mean in your Lost Finds cache. Your Lost Finds cache is going to have 10 re-raisers in it. That is just in case we have to re-instance. If we do Wipe at Slime's Golems, the first encounter, the hardest part of DRS, we will simply re-instance go back in, and that will require a new pure essence and a new re-raiser. So I asked you to have at least 4 pure essences and at least 10 re-raisers in your cache. I'm gonna go ahead and run a ready check. If you have everything you need, please say so. Or sorry, please say ready to this. If you do not have everything you need, please ask for it. I have a sickening amount of fragments, as do many other vets here. If you need fragments, please say something. We are more than happy to give them away. Eight
Archie,
re-raisers,
one
yeah.
chain spell should last you the whole instance, but if we need to re-instance and you need more chain spells, I can bring you some after we re-instance. I have a billion of them on me.
Alright,
Yeah,
thank you.
you will only need 1 chain spell for the entire instance. You will only need 1 spell for dislisting likely, unless we wipe it QG. In which case we'll probably re-instance. If you need stuff, come to Curl. I have stuff in Curl Gangers. All you need to do is come to Curl Gangers, send me a tell with what you need. There's also people on Diablos, so... Also, I am sorry the holsters are a mess currently. I have a new set that's gonna be used next week, so... Again, just send me a tell with what you need. I will trade you the fragments. I'm sitting here in the middle of Curl Gangers. Yes, you can. So anything like re-raisers, light curtains, anything that's classified as an action, you can drag those onto your hotwires. Okay, I'll give you guys another minute or two to come get your stuff. Again, please ask if you need anything. Okay, I'm gonna run another ready check. If you have everything you need, please say ready for it. Okay, just let me know when you are ready. Viz Actier and Velagnon. Viz, just say in Alliance chat when you are ready. Okay, perfect. This is ready. That should be everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and queue us in. Please tab into your game and hit commence. As soon as I take down the party finder. Please tab in and hit commence. Tab in and hit commence. Don't be that one person. Thank you. Welcome into Delubrum Reginae 7. At this time, go ahead and go into your Lost Finds holster, pop a Pure Essence and a Rephraiser if you have them in there. If not, go down to the Lost Finds cache and activate them. Everyone will need to go to the Lost Finds cache to refill their holsters, up to 99 of 99 please. You may also have a cap of 89, of 80, or of 70. Please, once this gate goes away, do not touch the glowing pads. Once you go down on the glowing pads, there is no way to get back up here. You cannot use a turn like in Delubrum Reginae normal. Pop your Pure Essence, pop your Re-Razor. And then go to your cache and fill up on all the actions you will need. Tanks can talk out who is using Ether Shield. Healers can talk out who's using Silting Spellforge, but healers should be bringing both. Make sure you are communicating with any more parties on who is doing what. I should have BR Fop. Once you have everything you need, I'm gonna put down some markers. Once you have everything you need, go back to your party's marker. A through D should be self-explanatory, 3 is for E, 4 is for F. Again, once you have everything you need, meaning you have a Pure Essence active, a Re-Razor active, and 2 good starting actions, as well as a full Lost Finds holster, go back to your party's waiting. Make sure to buddy check your parties. If someone has wrong actions, essences, or it doesn't have a Re-Razor on, remind them. That is just log them out, because tanks are gonna invul and run through them. Whether I assign it or not, someone's gonna invul and run through all the traps, and it's probably gonna be me if no one else. So there's no reason to even bother assigning it. As a quick note, pure essences are not optional. Outside of a couple very niche setups, it is required to have a pure essence to survive raid wights as well as deal enough damage to clear the instance. Re-raisers are the #1 way you will be arisen throughout the instance. If you die, you should walk out of whatever killed you and then pop a new re-raiser. This is a 70% chance to proc per re-raiser, compared to a healer's 10% chance per cast of a rise. It is much more economical to rely on re-raisers for you to die. That said, re-raisers are very limited as well as arises, so please ensure that you are playing with your life in mind. Do keep doing damage. Do keep doing damage as much as you can, but a dead DPS does 0 damage. Finally, bringing the proper actions is also very important. Not only are there tight DPS checks for normal damage runs, there are also actions that are required to clear the instance. Stuff like Dispel, Reflect, Light Curtains, Ether Shield are not optional. They must be brought in order to help your party out and your raid out. Casters, you are bringing Cure 4 because it is the strongest heal possible. It's like 5 times stronger than a White Mage's heal. A White Mage will be out of mana. They barely heal anything. It's just not worth it for our healers to be the one healing, since Cure 4 is so strong. It also provides your party with a 10% damage bonus thanks to its Bravery effect from Pure Essence of the Elder. Again, these things are not optional. As I said, if you aren't bringing them, you are quite literally dead weight, and I will ask for you to be left because it is more expensive. If you die and you don't have these things, there's not a high chance that you're going to keep surviving. While we do make it as entry level as possible, it is still Savage content and does need to be treated as such. Again, once you have everything you need, please go back to your party's waymarks. Just waiting on a couple more people. And again, if you have any, please go ahead and buddy check your party members. Make sure they have a pure essence rehazer, good starting actions. If you don't know why someone has something, please ask them. If you ask them, either you or they will learn something today about how actions work. I can't believe toxic primal player Black Narshid is irregging on an AnyProg SMH.
And
This guy's a he's a psychopath,
he's
by the
PS
way.
dumping.
Yeah, no, he's a psychopath. We are flaming him.
This guy's TS dumping? Hell yeah.
Are we the baddies?
Yes.
And go ahead and run ready checks to your parties. Once your parties are ready, say it in Yell Chat. D is ready, E is ready, B is ready, F is ready. We're just waiting on 1 and A to actually get their stuff. Again, I try and make this as beginner friendly as possible. I give you as many resources as possible to get ready ahead of time. But this is still savage content. It does need to be respected to some degree. Okay, we're gonna get started at 10:40, whether people are ready or not. Yeah, go ahead and wiggle around real quick. We have been in the instance about 10 minutes. There is a 10-minute AFK timer. If you are idle tabbed out for 10 minutes or longer, you will be kicked from the instance and there is no way to come back in. So it's a good idea to tab in at least every 5 minutes. Make sure that you don't get AFK kicked. I will also give reminders on when to wiggle around. At this time, we're gonna have parties D, E, and F drop down one voice chat to DRS E. I'm sure someone over there will lead. There's like 5 people who could, so whoever speaks up first gets the deal. Again, if you're in parties D and F, please drop down one voice chat to DRS East in Discord. Okay, if you're in parties A and B, you should be in this voice chat currently. Again, make sure you have all your stuff. Please make sure that your Lost Spines holster is full. You're gonna want as many of your... You're gonna want as many spots used as possible. You want to be at 99 of 99 weight. If you have like 1 or 2 extra weight, bring something like a light curtain, or a resistance potion, or even another ether kit or potion kit. Leave no extra space, as once we leave, we cannot come back. At this time, if you are in alliances A and B, please take the jump pad that should be straight in front of you. We're gonna get started setting up slimes. let me find my markers. There we go. Okay, everyone please stay away from the markers real quick. We're gonna start getting stuff set up. Please step away from the markers. At this time, I need 1 tank on each of the 1, 2, 3, 4 markers. 1 tank on 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect. Can I have 1 healer with each of the tanks on 1, 2, 3, and 4? Perfect. And no more heal with hexes 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I need 1 melee DPS in the north, 1 melee DPS in the south. Any DPS can do it. Not just melee, I guess. But I prefer melee. Any DPS go on B, please. Yeah, I'll go more over the strategy in just a second. Okay, I'm gonna start a draft system. I'm gonna tell DPS to go to all marker. Okay, Cereza, you're gonna go to 1. Sapphire, you're gonna go to 2. Neoma, you're gonna go to 3. Archie and Dino, you're both gonna come to 4. Okay, I'll go over what we're gonna be doing on slime side real quick. Slime side is a little more complicated than golem side. There are a lot more moving parts. So I'm gonna go over each part for each role specifically. Please pay attention to your role. Don't worry about the other roles, they're just doing their thing. Worry only about what your role has to do. We're gonna start out with the tanks. Tanks, your job is very simple. We're using the 3-2-1 method of pulling slimes. So what that means is tanks, you're gonna pull your first slime. When you get your first slimes, you're gonna pull 3 of them. So tank 1 will pull the first wave of all 3, tank 2 will pull the second one of all 3, tank 3 will pull the third wave of all 3, and tank 4 will pull the fourth wave of all 3. Once all tanks have 3 slimes, we enter the second phase. All tanks are then going to grab 2 slime. So tank 1 will grab 2, then tank 2 will grab 2, then 3 will grab 2, then 4 will grab 2. Once you've gotten your 3 and your 2, you will likely have, or you should have a slime with a +4 debuff on it. The math works out weird because it's 5 slimes and it's +4, don't worry about it. At that point, we are entering the healer phase. You're entering the last part of your, at that point, all you have to do, tanks, is provoke the slime that your healer brings you when I tell you. Very simple, right? At this time, if you are a tank and you have questions, ask them. If you don't, jump. Perfect. All tanks understand. Very easy. Okay, healers. Your job is also fairly simple. Here's what I need you to do. Healers, your job is to help the DPS in your rooms kill the red slimes. Wait for a DPS to pull a red slime back to a corner and then help kill it. You're gonna do that until all tanks have gotten all 5 of their slimes. Once all tanks have gotten 5 of their slimes, you then just pull 1 green slime from the middle of the hallway to your tank for them to provoke. You're just going to hold that green slime in the corner of your room until I tell tanks to provoke. So healers, you just help kill the reds, and then pull 1 green. Go ahead and jump if you understand. Aisha, do you have any questions? Perfect. Archie, I'll cover that in just a second. Normally yes, but this time, maybe not. So, DPS, your job is very simple as well. But this is the most important one, okay? Your job is to kill the red slimes that drop down in the rooms. These red slimes are very scary because they will absorb nearby green slimes and they will kill everyone if they do. So you just have to DPS down these red slimes and make sure they die before they can merge. Ideally, you're going to want to kill them before the next set of red slimes drops down. In order to accomplish this, please use your damage. It may not be required to use your lost actions. However, if you start falling behind, please make sure to use your lost actions if necessary. If you reach a point where red slimes are dropping faster than you can kill them, start using your lost actions to burn them down. Especially stuff like Tier 4 or Dervish where you'll have extra casts of it. Or stuff like Chain Spell where you will probably not run out. Use those, make sure that the red slimes die. Now, finally, for our 2 melee, one in the north, one in the south. All you're gonna do is you're gonna hit the Boshan soldiers that spawn in the north and the south. They're just gonna be these skeleton guys that spawn. You just need to kill them. Make sure you hit them as much as possible. Make sure you're generating aggro on any new ones that spawn. Very easy. DPS at this point, if you have any questions, please ask them. Otherwise, please jump up and down for me. Viz, you can go to room 3. You don't really have actions or an essence, so it doesn't really matter where you go, but go to room 3. Okay, at this point, if you are ready, if you have no more questions, please come jump in the center on the hex floor. Okay, that's fine, Eric. If Eric does something crazy, don't worry about it. He probably knows what he's doing most of the time. So yeah. Okay, one final thing I did not yet go over is the traps. In this encounter, there are two types of traps. There's a poison trap and an explosion trap. These traps will either instantly kill you or slowly kill you. Please make sure to avoid these traps. They will be perceptive for you. They are both in the 2 south rooms this time. So walk around the traps, do not walk into them. You can in fact estimate the poison. You can also use an antidote if you have them on yourself or an ally. If one of your teammates gets poisoned and you have antidotes, just target them and pop it on them. Or if you're a healer, estimate them, heal them up. But please try not to hit the poison traps. They will just kill you very quickly at that. Takes like 2 ticks to kill you. Okay, I'm gonna let them know that Slimes is ready. Yep, Sarisa, you can also cleanse a popped poison. However, again, let's try and avoid popping them. Unless you're a gamer who knows what they're doing. In which case you're probably not even listening to explanations. Okay, Golems is ready. At this time, tanks, turn on your tank stances, please. Everyone should use raid food at this point if they have it. Use your big egg plant, your carrot pudding, whatever you have that increases your damage and life. I'm gonna start a 30-second countdown. Again, tanks, please turn on your tank stances. DPS, get ready to go into your rooms and do not leave them. If you are in one of the south 2 rooms, simply wait for me to percept them first, and then go in. But if you're in a north room, just dodge the trap in the middle, and then go kill your red slimes. Okay, opening the door. Tank 1, get ready. TPS, get to your rooms. Tank 1, pick up your 3 slimes. Tank 1, pick up your 3. Red slimes are out, pick them up, kill them. All traps are perceptive. Tank 2, get ready. Kill red slimes. Tank 2, get ready for your 3. Tank 3, get ready. Tank 3, you're pulling 3 slimes from the middle. Reds drop, please tether them and kill them. Tank 4, get ready. Tank 4, you were picking up 3 slimes. Tank 1, get ready. Tank 1, get ready. Red slimes have dropped, pick them up, kill them. Tank 1, you're pulling 2 slimes. Tank 1, pull 2 slimes. Tanks 2 and 3, get to your doorways. 2 and 3, get to your doorways. You're picking up 2 slimes each this time. Don't fight over aggro, just pick up 2 slimes. Red slimes have dropped, pick them up, kill them. Okay, healer 1. You can go ahead and pick up one of these slimes. Healer 1, pick up 1 slime. Healers 2, 3, and 4, please get to your doorways. Healers 2, 3, and 4, you're picking up 1 slime each from the middle. Do not fight over aggro, use your glare, doses, whatever your basic single target is. Don't use dots, those will fight for aggro. Go ahead and hold them in your corners. Tanks, I'm gonna tell you to provoke in just a second. That is a big red in the northwest. Unfortunate. That is a white. Okay, at this time, go ahead and provoke the green slimes through your big green slime, and we're just gonna stand in the middle and take the doom slime. Go in, pull your greens, merge the greens, Okay, go ahead and gather around the explosive trap in the middle. We're gonna use these traps to kill ourselves very quickly. You can also click off your pure essence. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1. Blow back. Go ahead and die. If you re-raise, go ahead and use another action. Just to remove that transcendence lock. Okay, go ahead and leave the instance. To the person who did not have a pure, please go get one. Either find someone who is willing to trade you, I'm on Krill Genghis, or buy one from the market board. These are required to do the instance, as well as proper actions. All I ask of Fresh Progress is to have your proper action. Oh, you're right by me here. I'll give you, all the stuff that you need. Let me grab my elders. Okay. Okay, go ahead and appraise those. I'm gonna I'm gonna queue us back in as soon as Golems is out. Okay, I'm gonna go see if they need the people in Alliance D. If not, I'm gonna have them come over and help. Okay, we have a couple reinforcements. So we have a couple people to add to the slime sign. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and queue us in. If you're still appraising fragments, don't worry, there is an appraiser inside. Please tap in and hit commence. Once you are in, please do not take the glowing pad. Please stay away from the glowing pad until you have another Pure Essence and Re-Razor activated. Go down to the Lost Signs cache, pop a new Pure Essence and Re-Razor. If you used any actions during that, please slot new ones. We want as many charges as possible. This time we hopefully should not need to use lost actions, so we should be good on that front. Pop another Pure Essence and Re-Razor and fill back up your holster. Honestly, I would run if you want to bring like a Mimic, Assassinate, or some whack shit. That would help like a non-zero amount. So.
Well, I've got excellent pop, so we mimic it. No, I can't, because no Erickson font. Yeah.
I mean, it's only if you want to. You don't have to. But if you do want to bring some like Mimic action, then that would be best. Okay, go ahead and buddy check your party members. Make sure that they have everything they need. Once your party has everything they need, everyone has a Pure Essence, Re-Razor, and good starting actions, go ahead and drop down. Yeah, if you're still appraising stuff, don't worry. You have time because we're gonna have to set up more rolls. Just drop down whenever you're ready, and you have everything. Okay, who pulled out the crystal markers? Which one of you was it? Tanks, go ahead and mark yourself again. Healers, also mark yourselves. Go back to where you were assigned previously, please.
I'm gonna take D since I'm in Rampage.
Okay, perfect.
Or B, I guess. South.
We had Eric doing that. You could just go to a room, honestly. Because we were really low on DPS. If you want to go to 1, Alvin, you can go to... Oh wait, why did I mark myself as 1? What crack am I smoking? Okay, anyone who is coming from the Golem side, unless your name is Eric, or is Albon, you're gonna be going to the 2 wing, to assist over there. Let's see, all we're missing is the DPS who is currently appraising. Please make sure to equip good starting actions. I gave you everything you need to run Chain Spell Cure 2, Cure 4, so please make sure to use that stuff. You can pop a Chain Spell Cure 4, then just pack 3 more Cure 4s, and lots of Re-Razors, and you're good to drop down these. Okay, we should have everything set up. We're just gonna do the same thing, but with more DPS to kill the red slimes. So, you shouldn't need to pop lost actions, hopefully. If you do start falling behind, pop a Cure 4, pop a Dervish. These are things that will have extra charges, more than likely. If you're rinding, you can pop a rind. And yeah, very, very easy. We're just waiting on 1 to drop down from Party A. Party B, Party D, please run ready checks. If you don't know what we're doing here on the slime side.
Was Judge the tank from D doing anything, or are they just a blue DPS this encounter?
They're just blue DPS.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move 1 person to the 3-wheel. let's see. Nuiscos, could you go to the 3-way mark and help them out there? That's what I have you do. That's gonna be the only change. A is ready, B is ready. Sorry, A is not ready. B is ready, B is ready. Ready, checking A. Okay, there's a trap in the southeast room, in the middle of the hallway, and in one of the 2 north rooms. Please be careful entering your rooms until the traps are perceptible. Okay, I'm gonna let them know that Slimes is ready. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Everyone who is just coming over, it's just the DPS in the room, so you're just killing the red slimes. Okay, at this time, all tanks should check their tank stances. Turn on tank stances. Go ahead and check your haste gear as well. Please stay behind your Perceptor. I'm going to be percepting the middle, the mid-room order. Just stay behind me. I'm opening the door for a second. DPS, once you are in your room, you can just stay there. No need to leave the rooms until all slimes have started rupturing. Tanks, you can just go to the doorway if you need to pull slimes. Same with healers. Door is opening. Tank 1, go ahead and pull your 3. Red slimes are about to drop. Poison in the southeast room. Go into your rooms and kill the red slimes. Tank 2, pull your 3. Tank 3, get ready. Tank 3, you're also pulling 3 green slimes. Please don't pull 3 red slimes. That would be a travesty. Pull your slimes back to your rooms. Tanks, be careful about self-healing. And Tank 4 can get ready. Tank 1, get to your doorway. Tank 1, go to your doorway. You're going to be grabbing 2 green slimes this time. Red slimes have dropped. Pull them and kill them. Make sure you are building gauge for your job. You want as much of your job gauge as possible. Tanks 2 and 3 can both get ready. Tanks 2 and 3 both get ready. You're pulling 2 slimes each. 2 and 3 pull 2 slimes each. Don't fight for aggro. Red slimes have dropped. Pull them and kill them. Tank 4, healer 1 both get ready. You're each pulling 2 slimes. Back to your room. Sorry, healer 1, you're pulling 1 slime. Grab your 1 with flare, pull it back. All healers, please get ready. All healers, you're grabbing 1 slime and pulling it back to your room. Please do not use your dot, use your flare, single target, whatever it is. Dots will make you fight for aggro. All tanks should have 1 green slime ready. I'm just gonna wait for room 3 to merge properly. Just pull them together. Red slimes have dropped, pull them back, kill them, please. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get us to provoke in just a second. Tanks, go ahead and target your healer's green slime. I'm gonna give you a countdown to provoke it through the middle. Tanks, on a 3, 2, 1, provoke your healer's slime through the middle of your slime. Try and position it on the center of the path. Pull them through the center of each other. Once both slimes have started casting fusion, you can run out. Please wait for both slimes to start casting fusion before running. We can all run to the north and then run to the east. Run to the north and then run to the far east of the bridge. Don't worry, you cannot fall off. Run out to the far north and then to the far east. Make sure all your gauge is filled. Run far to the corner. Healers, if you see someone far behind, please rescue them. Again, healers, if you see someone behind, please rescue them. Tuck in tight in the corner. Make sure all your gauge is filled. Keep killing stuff, stunning and broken soldiers, and very good job. At this time, make sure no one in your parties are dead. Healers, once no one in your parties are dead, you can go ahead and take your jump pad. Okay, all we're waiting on is the golem side. I'm sure nothing bad ever happened on the golem side.
Nothing went bad.
Perfect. Okay, go ahead and grab your personal spoils at the bottom of the stairs. This will give you 2 pure essence fragments. I mean, it's not going to make up for how much gold you probably spent getting ready, but...
Oh, Fall, did you like that clip?
Oh, I haven't watched the second one yet.
Oh, it's great.
I'm an actual fucking idiot.
It was so awesome.
I'll watch it whenever we get the TA break. Okay, at this time, all tanks, please turn off your tank stances. Please turn off all tank stances at this time. The only person who should have their tank stance on is Wobble to Bobble. Wobble's going to be our main tank. Please come jump on me, Wobble. If your name isn't Wobble to Bobble, please turn off your tank stance. If it is, I'm so sorry. Okay, Trinity, welcome to Trinity Seeker. This is a very simple boss. It's just very, very fast. This is the one vets die on the most. So please make sure to play safe, play your life. Don't do anything silly. Pretty much every mechanic can be explained through callouts here, so I'm not going to explain too much. The only thing I am going to quickly go over is Fourfold Mercy. This is basically just like normal mode, except it's much, much faster, to the point that if you see orange under your feet, you are already too late to move. I will be calling the safe spots boss relative, so I'll see something like a back, front, left, or right. Keep in mind that is boss relative, that is not the back of the stage, or the back of the arena, that is the back of the boss. Again, everything will be called out for you. We do have a second while someone is reconnecting, so I'm going to quickly go over the second most important mechanic, and that is Seasons of Mercy. Sorry, it's not Seasons of Mercy. What is it called? Is it? No, it is Seasons of Mercy. Seasons of Mercy is it basically 4 attacks in one. There's going to be a set of line AoEs. Then there's going to be an orb that you must look away from. Then there's going to be another set of line AoEs, and then a bloom that is going to double in size. Getting hit by any of these things will likely lead to your death, or you getting a ruin stat. Please ensure that if you need to, you are dropping uptime. Dodge the ice, then look away from the orb. You're gonna have to dodge another set of ice, then move far away from the flower. Finally, I'm gonna go over lost actions real quick. Please make sure to use your lost actions. The DPS checks in these fights are not trivial. Please ensure that you are using them. Keep as much uptime as possible. Don't risk your life for it, but do keep as much uptime as you can safely. And again, most importantly, use your lost actions. Lost actions are hilariously broken. They are so much damage. Please make sure to use them. For stuff like Font of Power, you're going to want to use them off cooldown every 120 seconds. Stuff like Banner of Honor and Sacrifice or Chain Spell you'll want to use every 120 seconds, despite their 90-second cooldown. If you're a healer with Seraph Strike, just use it every minute with your burst. And then use Chain Spell every 120 seconds with every other Seraph Strike. For our Rend Armor users, we're going to be having one Rend Armor user use it, then the other waiting 30 seconds before using it. Our assigned renders are Taiwan for our first Rend and Idol for our second. Taiwan, you're going to be using your Rend at the start of the fight as soon as we pull, and then Idol, you're going to use it after 30 seconds. Finally, Cure Force. Your actions are very important. You are not a caster DPS, you are a healer who can cast some special spells. Your primary job is healing your party with your Cure 4. It is a very, very potent cure. If you want to compare, have your White Mage throw heal and then throw your Cure 4. It is very, very, very noticeable how much damage, or how much more healing a Cure 4 is than even a 10 sucker healer. It is a broken action and it gives your entire party a damage bonus. Use it anytime anyone is even slightly below max HP. In my holsters, you have 1 extra Cure 4 per every fight, so please, please, please use it. Oh yeah, so stuff like damage mitigation like Troubadour, tank meds, these things are useful. However, because of the buff cap in DRS, you can only have 30 buffs applied to you. Thanks to stuff like Lost Actions, Pure Essences, Rephasers, Food, all that, it is very easy to hit this buff. Or to hit this buff cap. So please, during 2-minute bursts, do not spam your meds, especially as something like a Sage or as a Warrior. Your mids realistically won't help that much. All the mitigation we need is built into our essences or our ether shield. We're still waiting on 1 DC. I'm gonna make sure they're headed back. Go ahead and wiggle around at this time.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it back on right now. I joined VC on my phone to listen to mechanics and stuff.
Yep, that's perfect. We'll give you a minute. Yeah, just make sure you don't get AFK kicked.
I will try not to.
Stuff like your built-in damage buffs are very potent and very necessary. Please make sure to use all your job actions, all your lost actions. They are there for a reason. Again, go ahead and wiggle around. Also at this time, go into your Lost Finds holster. If you see those resistance re-racers I asked you to bring, you can drag them onto your hotbar. Click and hold and then drag, don't just click. Don't accidentally waste the re-racer. But you can drag them onto your hotbars, and anytime you die in DRS, you can walk out of whatever killed you, whether it is the death ball or a mechanic, and then pop a new re-racer.
Okay, the computer didn't kill itself. I'm coming back on right now.
Perfect.
Yippee!
At this time, if you're a vet, make sure that you have all your haste gear on. Haste is a damage gain no matter what job you are on. It is free damage. All your stats are otherwise synced, so it doesn't matter if you're in 630 raid gear, 660 I think is the current tier. Doesn't matter if you're in 660 gear or level 1 glam gear. It is all the same stats unless it has that haste bonus on it. I haven't done this tier since like 2 months after it came out, so I literally just don't remember. Yeah, if you have a Bojin earring, equip that. Any haste gear, whether it is Augmented Walls Order or Augmented Bojin, equip it all. It's free damage. These things aren't required to have, but it is nice. Holy shit, Dumbo, that's so funny. So you single weave at 1.57, or you use six-sided star to do stuff like your pots or swapping action. Okay, again, go ahead and wiggle around. We're gonna give this person a bit to come back still. Come jump on the C once you are ready. And then as soon as they get back, we're gonna get started.
Okay, I'm here. Logging in now.
Okay, perfect. Okay, they have reconnected. At this time, again, come to the sea once you are ready. Please pop raid food. Raid food gives you more HP and more damage. No reason not to pop it if you haven't. I also recommend using your tinctures. Tinctures are more free damage, no reason not to use it. That is everyone on sea. Wobble once you're ready. Feel free to throw a 30-second countdown. Perfect. Again, all tanks, please have your tank stances off unless you are wobbling. Again, use your lost actions. Tier 4 casters, if you want to cast Tier 4 now, give your parties a bravery buff in the open air, go ahead and do that. This fight does start with a free fight. Please don't pre-shield though. Too much mitigation means people lose their buff. And we are starting. Big bursts, use your potions, use everything you have. If you're starting with a raid ride, don't overmix. Just use your Tier 4 afterwards to heal everyone else. Next up is our first circle person. Let's see where we're going. Okay, we're starting towards the south. Easy. We're going west for 2 and then east for 2. Go west the boss for 2 slashes, then move east after the second slash. Again, west for 2 slashes, then move east. Move across south. You're gonna dodge ice and look away from one. Dodge ice and gonna move towards C. Move towards the C waymark. Go ahead and get under the boss. Get under the boss now. Get under the boss. And stay away from the ignore 1 marker against the barrier. Stay away from the ignore 1. Ignore 1 isn't moving. Use your inline. Stay away from ignore 1. Continue to stay away from the ignore 1. They're taking a solo buff here. Everyone in the parties can go ahead and stack up. If you die, remember to pop a new re-raiser. Go and stay stacked up. We're about to have pain. There's gonna be a chain over your head. Don't move too early. Wait for the icon to disappear. Wait. You're gonna break those chains and get out in front of any barricade. Get in front of any barricade. 1, 2, 3, 4 are all safe. Get in front of a barricade. 1, 2, 3, 4 is safe. Back in on the boss. Get towards the center of the arena. We're going to have a free dash in. These are free dash is going to do big explosions on the outside of the arena, followed by line AoE. We're going to have to go out towards the B. Head out towards the B waymark. We're going to head out towards B and get behind the barrier at 2. Get behind the barrier at 2. Do not run across. Get behind the barrier at 2. Stack in on the boss. Stack up with the 2 Waymars. Stack up with 2. Let's say shared line stack. Next up is some baited line AoE. Healers, if you see a shift or dead, please arise please. When you stay stacked, there's going to be line AoEs. Just move out of these, they're very easy to very strong. Move out of the line AoEs. After that, we're going to get on brown sand. Look on the ground, find brown sand. Get on brown sand on the ground. Boss is gonna jump middle. Next up is gonna be 2 more sets of those with Earth Shakers. If you're the tether above your head, you have an Earth Shaker. You need to rotate away from the party. Get on a blue brick in front of the boss. Blue brick in front of the boss. Check for a tether. Check for a tether now. Tether's a rotate around towards me. Next up, we're gonna get to brown sand in front of the boss. Follow the boss. Shakers stay. Get on brown sand. Shakers stay. Brown sand. Dodge line AoE. Please point the boss towards the north. Where's the south? Get inner cardinal of the boss. Front, back, and sides are not safe. Max melee is safe but very scary. Inner cardinal of the boss. And get back in on the boss. Boss is jumping middle. Next up is going to be some of 3 clashes, followed by a 4-fold mercy. We're gonna get away from the boss towards A. Run out towards A. Okay, this one's easy. Rotate around and then get to the front of the boss. Get to the front of the boss for 2 slashes. Front of the boss for 2 slashes, then behind the boss for 2 slashes. Get behind the boss now. Get to the back of the boss. Seize of Mercy. Dodge ice and look away from 1. Dodge ice again and move towards 1. Move towards the 1 marker. Stack up for chains. Come back together for chains. You're gonna have to break these chains. Run away to break these chains and then come back for a daytime. Again, for casters, keep everyone healed up. Stay away from me for 1 little tank buster up in the splash pad. If you died, remember to pop a new rebasing. Go to your inventory, pop a new rebasing. Next up is 4-fold mercy alongside those. Okay, this one's a little complicated. We're gonna be getting behind the boss. Get behind the boss and get on brown sand. After 1 slash, move to the front of the boss. Move to the front of the boss. Move behind the boss again on blue grid. Behind the boss again on blue grid. We're gonna have 1 more of those bricks that stands up right now. Get on blue brick. Under the boss is blue brick. Blue brick is safe. Next up is seasons. Look away from 3. Dodge ice and look away from 3. Dodge ice again and move towards 3. Dodge the orange lines after the blue ones. Dodge blue then orange. Blue then orange. Please hold damage. Hold damage. We're gonna have a raid wide followed by a hot ring. Please get under the boss. Go ahead and get under the boss at this time. Please hold damage. Just do your 1, 2, 3, don't use your burst. Stay under the boss, front and back are also safe. It's gonna be a 4-fold mercy on a clone with a knockback or higher. We're gonna be looking towards D. Get behind the barrier at 1. Get behind the barrier at 1. Sorry, in front of the barrier. Do not get behind. Get in front of the barrier at 1. Get in front of the barrier at 1. Inside, outside. Okay, stay at 1. Stay at 1. We're going north. And then get to the side. We're gonna stack up for chains. We're gonna break these chains. Break these chains and healers if you have LB3 using. Healers use LB3. If both people are dead, please mark them. Please mark any dead healers if both of them are dead. If things have sacrificed, feel free to use it on one of these marked healers. Go ahead and kill the boss. Only 2 dead, go ahead and kill the boss. Very nice. At this time, be careful. There are traps ahead of us. Be careful. Healers, if you would like to arise these bodies, please stand on top of them. Stand on top of the bodies before slotting in an arise. There's a healer and a cure for both dead. Please ensure that you avoid these traps unless you are shitposting. Avoid these traps and walk calmly towards the Daku arena. Please do not touch the glowing golden pad in the back. That is for one person and one person only who has already been assigned. Head towards the Daku arena to the right. Graph, if you would like to include your people, I can help you if you need. Go ahead and head towards Daku. Daku's a little bit special because we are not going to touch Daku. Everyone who is at Daku, please back up towards these doors back here. Come back to the doors back here. We're going to not interact with Daku until the duelist has pulled their gun. Okay, all doubts have been resolved. Graph has done their thing, maybe? I don't know. If you are the cure for... Okay, ignore this countdown. This countdown is not for Daku. Do not approach Daku, do not touch Daku, do not look at Daku. In the meantime, I'm gonna place the only markers you will ever need for Daku, okay? Daku is very simple. All you need is the B, the A, and the T. You're gonna avoid any bad on the ground. If there's orange, just walk out of it. It legally cannot hurt you if you do not consent. Go ahead and walk into the Daku arena. We are pulling. Go ahead and pull the boss. If you have 6 or more charges of Fauna power, please use one. If you have 60 or more chain spells, please use one. There's gonna be orange puddles, just walk out of them. Gonna be another set of orange puddles. Dodge these orange. Daku is gonna be charging now. Daku is charging south. Do not be in front of Daku as he charges. Daku is then gonna charge north towards the 2-way mark. Get out of the front of Daku unless you're riding him for uptime. And get out of his big corner. Pull Daku back middle. Next up is going to be some line AoEs. We're gonna have to dodge these line AoEs. For the line is going to be a set of dots above some people's heads. If you have a dot above your head, please take it out to any ad on the wall. If you have a dot, please take it out to any ad along the wall. Take dots out to any ad along the wall. Get back in, we're going to have to dodge a left-right shockwave. Get to Daku's left and then dodge into the cleave. Dodge into the cleave now. Next up is a knockback. Find a spot where there is no orange AoEs and stand in front of it. Real gamers dodge this, but I don't care. Industry secret. Get towards the B waymark. Get towards the west, towards the B waymark. We're gonna follow these tonals around. Follow the tonals. Don't get crispy. If you're standing towards the B, you are safe. Congratulations to our duelist. Next up is going to be ads. They're going to be ads that tether to wobble. Please make sure to AoE these down. Healers, please treat it like there's a constant tank buster on wobble. Wobble, wiggle, back around to gather them up under. AoE these down. If you have, please use swap unless you have less than 5 charges. 5 is the most you will ever need for Queen's Guard. Remember to build your gauge. Next up is going to be a little bit of everything all at once. There's going to be puddles, lines, and a left-right clean. Dodge all of it. Dodge puddles and lines. Dodge puddles and lines. Then dodge this left-right chocolate. Dodge out of the cleave, then into the cleave. Out of the cleave, then into the cleave. Next up is Spit Flame. If you have a marker, take it out to an ag. We are killing the boss here. Okay, we do have a couple dead. If you see someone who does not have the correct actions, the correct essences, please leave them on the ground. Do not waste your rice on someone who is not doing anything. Again, please don't waste your rices on someone who does not have the proper actions or essences. Please ensure that you grab both the chests that have appeared so far. There is a personal loot chest after Trinity Seeker and after Doppler. The Trinity Seeker chest will provide you with a runner's plating. This can be used to augment your gear. Once you have everything, please go ahead and head down towards the Queen's Guard Arena. Okay, I'm going to go and crowd some waymarks. Each of these waymarks will need a healer on it, the ABC 1, 2, 3. Healers, please choose your favorite waymark. Stand on one of the three. Or sorry, one of the 6. And I am sorry to our one person who did not bring the right stuff. Please make sure that you are prepared. Again, like, I try and make this as accessible as possible. I'm more than happy to give away fragments to get people their stuff, but there has to be some effort to like actually bring the right stuff. So okay, we have a healer on each marker. I'm gonna go ahead and put an infographic in my thread. If you have not tapped into the OPOP DRS thread, please do it. So we're going to be posting every single infographic from this point on. And trust me, there are a lot of them. Additionally, if this is your first time, I'm going to be doing all my explanations from this PowerPoint. Please make sure to open this up if you are a visual learner, as there is a visual example of everything I will say. For Queen's Guard especially, a lot of these mechanics will come back in later fights, so please make sure that you have at least a basic understanding of what's going on. Okay, so healers, please remember which marker you are standing on. ABC 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna post a diagram of where these correspond to. If you look in my thread, I'll link it again just in case. If you look in there, you will see that there's a diagram with 6 spots labeled ABC, D, E, F. If you're on the ABC markers, you're going to be on the ABC spots in this diagram. If you're on the 1, 2, 3, you're going to be on the D, E, and F markers in this diagram. If you were assigned to one of these spots, don't worry. All you're going to do is you're going to reflect some orbs that happen during the end of the fight. It's very, very, very simple to do. You just stand under one orb, pop a reflect, and then stand under another, pop a reflect. You can also use white curtains in place of a reflect, as they do the same thing, just in item form. Yes, Akari, you are on the D marker. If you would like an overhead example of where these orbs are going to spawn, there's an overhead picture right here. You're just going to stand under your orb and reflect it. Very, very simple. Now, I will need a second tank. If you would like to co-tank with Wobble, please put an ignore 2 over your head. If you'd like to co-tank with Wobble, please put an ignore 2 on your head. Okay, perfect. Wobble, you can take east, west, or walls, center, whatever you want. Just talk it out between the two of you. I don't care how you split it up, as long as one person's taking one out, one is taking the other. Okay, Wobble's taking the warrior and the gunner. Torino, you're going to take the knight and the soldier. Okay, with that out of the way, that is all our actual role assignments. Wobble's going to be dispelling, so we don't need a dispel. So, this is the fight where healers are going to slot in Steel Sting and Spell Forge. I asked you to discuss who is using which. Both healers should have both. If you are the only healer in your party, then you are using both. If you're the only healer, you can wait for the indicator to come out and for me to call it before slotting in one or the other. If you have two healers, you can go ahead and slot it now and start applying it whenever we start the countdown. If you're in party B, come jump on the 4-way mark. If you're in party B, if one healer could adopt each of the people on the 4-way marker, just focus target them and then say which one you're focus targeting. If you're the summoner in 4, go ahead and, if you're the summoner in D, go ahead and stand on 4, so you can get adopted. Okay, once you are adopted, please walk away. Healers, just say you're adopting, focus target someone. And you're just gonna take care of the steal and spell for them. With that said, actually, can I have, what we're gonna do is, Zona, go ahead and leave party. I'm actually gonna get you in party A because we now have 7 people since one person died. So Zona, just let me know when you've left party and I will invite you. Perfect, and that will give us more LB3s just in case. Now, as I said, healers, you will need reflect or light curtains later in the fight. If you're using the reflect action, you can wait to slot that until the end of the fight. We will, as for the aura spheres during the final phase, I'm gonna call for all Slimes players to go north and all Golems players to go south. At that time, tanks are going to turn on their stances and try and fight for aggro over some balls that spawn in the north and south. Very simple, very easy. Now, when we start this fight, they're just going to do a couple raid wides, and we're going to try and bunch them up together to do as much AoE damage as possible. So at the start of the fight, tanks, you're just going to pull everything together. Graph, are you dumping on the site? Or I assume not, but... Okay, perfect. Okay, so we're just gonna gather them up in a bunch. Our 2 tanks can go ahead and just keep their stances on. Everyone else can turn off their stances. Once the bosses drop below 80%, they're gonna stop doing raid wides and go away. Once all the bosses have gone away, the warrior and knight are gonna drop back down, starting our first phase. During this first phase, the first thing that's going to happen is our Steel Sting Spellforge check. Please ensure that you are applying Steel Sting Spellforge during this fight to the people who need it. There's a diagram on who needs what inside my thread. All tanks, melee, and close range are going to start with Spellforge, and all casters and healers will start with Steel Sting. However, there are some jobs that deal mixed damage. Paladin, Dark Knight, Ninja, Reaper, and Bard all primarily do physical, so we're going to start them in Spellforge. However, if necessary, please give them Steel Stain. Alternatively, Red Mages deal primarily magic damage, so we give them Steel Stain. But if the need arises, we will give them Spellforge to ensure that they can still do physical damage, or they can still use their physical attacks. After that, there are a couple main mechanics, the first of which is Reversal of Forces. During a couple mechanics, the warrior is going to tether people. It will tether some people, not everyone, and you can only see if you were tethered. When I call for it, please wiggle around and check if you are tethered. You can also check your debuff bar, as it will place a debuff that looks like this. If you have this debuff, you're going to resolve the mechanic differently from the rest of the raid. I will call for tethered players to go to one place and non-tethers to the other. All you have to do is listen for that, but if you want to try and solve it for yourself, the big scary one is the bomb mechanic. All you have to do is count how many tethers you see. If you only see one tether, then you're going to a small bomb. If you see double or nothing, you're going to large. Additionally, there is the Sword Omen, Shield Omen cast. This is cast by the Knight. This generally indicates an in or out mechanic. With Shield, you're going to want to get towards the center of the arena. With Sword, you're going to want to get away. During the bomb mechanic, this will result in a knockback or a large AoE from the center of the arena. I'll call to either get knocked back from the center or get to the outside edge of the arena, based on if it is Sword or Shield. Later on in the phase, the Sword or Shield correlates to an in or out, with only a quarter of the arena safe. That's it for the first phase. There's only one other mechanic, which is Boost. It's just a big raid wide. If not dispelled, it's just a lot of damage. But we have a Dispeller, so we don't need to worry about it. Now that's all for the first phase. The second phase is much simpler. It's basically all just a collar check outside of one mechanic. This mechanic is the Show Your Hole mechanic, or the Mustadio mechanic, also known as Weak Point. You're going to get a ring around you that looks something like this. There's going to be 3 dangerous sites and then 1 that is open. You're going to need any sources of damage to go through that open side. All you have to do is point your hole towards the incoming source of damage. I will call where damage is coming from. Notably, there's always going to be a raid wide from the center of the arena, followed by line AoEs from the edge of the arena. Please don't worry about uptime during this. Again, a dead DPS does no damage. Versus one who drops a couple TCDs, just loses a bit of damage. All you have to do is point the gap in your circle towards the gun in the center, then point it towards a turret on the edge. Outside of that, it's basically all color mechanics, so I will tell you safe spots, I will tell you where to go, I'll tell you what to do. Very easy. Once we've gone through all the bosses, they're going to come back in their ethereal wards phase, just like in normal mode. Before I go over that, please wiggle around. Please don't get AFK kicked. Again, once you do, you cannot come back in. Wiggle around, just in case. So during the last phase, we're going to have the ethereal wards. Just like in normal mode, they're going to cast Coat of Arms to only make 2 safe sides. Please avoid using large AoEs like dances, a size, burst, anything like that, as it will cause you to get a ruin stat if you hit the hexagonal shield. When I call Coat of Arms is happening, please simply stop attacking, don't creed. Trust me, it's not worth getting knocked back into some incoming source of damage or the wall. Outside of that, there are 2 big things happening, outside of just the ethereal wards. First up is the aura spheres. These are going to spawn at the north and south, and they are number 1 DPS priority. If they live too long, they're just going to start randomly killing people. These need to be killed so that no one random dies, but when they die, they will put a mark above whoever had the most aggro. In order to make sure this doesn't go on some poor unassuming DPS, as soon as all 4 bosses have been killed, I'm going to ask all tanks to turn on their stance if you have an invuln. If you have that invuln, you're just gonna turn on your stance and you're gonna fight for aggro over these orbs that spawn. Spam your ranged attacks, spam provoke, try and get aggro. If you get a big red spike above your head, you're gonna take a fatal amount of damage if you do not pop your invuln. Once you have taken the attack, you can turn off your stance and just get healed back up by your healers. Healers, please be careful for Gunbreakers, Warriors, and Dark Knights, as they will go down in HP. Cure 4 casters, you can also help them out. Remember that Cure 4 is targeted, so you can just click on your tank and use it on them. Finally is the Spiritual Spheres. These are the reflect orbs I asked healers to stand on waymarks for. You're just going to stand under them, reflect them, then stand under the next one and reflect that one. We will have up to 2 sets of these orbs, both spiritual and aura, so please be ready after the first set dies to go damage the wards before going back to killing more. At this time, if you have any questions, please ask them. We went over a lot, I know. Go ahead and jump on C if you are ready. Again, a lot of the mechanics that we see during the second and third phases are both going to a lot of the mechanics we see are going to reappear during the final boss, so it's very important that you try and absorb them as you do the mechanics. It's okay that you don't understand it the first time. Greensguard was actually the hardest one for me to learn. It took me forever to stop dying randomly, but once you get used to it, it's not that bad. What is your question? Yes, there is a tether that shows which is used. Again, I'll call out which you need. But if you want to try and read it yourself, the basics are that you just want to have the opposite color of the tether. So if it's a purple tether, you're going to apply yellow. Or sorry, yeah. If it's a purple tether, you apply yellow. If it's a yellow tether, you apply purple. If you're colorblind, that's rough. I think like yellow-purple colorblindness is like a thing specifically, so... So yeah, if you're ready, come jump on C. Again, pretty much everything will be called out for you. There's just a couple things you need to actually resolve mechanically. I think that is everyone ready. At this time, Bubble, feel free to start a countdown. Feel free to walk up to these bosses. They don't bite unless you right-click on them. Do not click on the bosses until pull time, please. Healers, feel free to start giving out Still See and Spell Flourish to everyone who needs it. Again, all tanks, melees, and fizz range will need a Spell Flourish. All casters and healers will need Still See. Remember to start out with a big burst. Pull the bosses together and start your big burst. Potions, everything you can. We're about to have our first raid line. Custom Saint Battle for reprisals, nothing on your party. We might see one more, probably not though. Perfect, bosses are going away. Pull the warrior to the wall, then knight to the center. Next up is our Spellforge Still See indicator. We are clicking off purple, applying yellow. Apply Still See to all players who need it. Again, we're applying Still See, clicking off Spellforge. Here comes our first tether mechanic. Shield Omen, we're getting knocked back from the center to resolve this. Check for a tether now, check for a tether now. Get to the center of the arena, check for a tether. Others will get knocked back to small, rest will get knocked back to large. Do not get knocked back towards 1, 8, or B. Do not stand in the line of B9. Tethers to small, rest to large. If you fall before your bomb does, move where the bomb just fell. If you died, remember to pop a new re-racer. Back in on the bosses. Next up is a boost from the warrior followed by a
Need more
raid
on warrior.
Focus damage on the warrior team. These bosses do die at roughly the same time. Please make sure to dispel the warrior and pop some light mitigation. The cores heal everyone up. Again, if you died, pop a new re-racer. If you're in a critical roll, please say so in yell chat. Next up is our second tether mechanic. Go and check for a tether now, check for a tether now. Check for a tether now. Tethers will go to wind, everyone else will go to lightning. Tethers to green, rest to purple. There is no melee uptime. Go ahead and press your sprint. We're gonna run under the knight, run towards the knight, and then we're running out towards D. Run out to the D waymarker. And get back in on the bosses. Warrior is about to cast Boost again, followed by a raid one. Your force heal up your party members. Heal up your party. And let's try and kill the bosses before the next steel spell attack. Here's a light tank cluster, make sure to mitigate it. Again, focus more on the warrior team. Go and kill the bosses, no system self-work needed, go and kill the knight. Next up is Soldier Gunner. Pull the wall, the gunner to the center. Soldier to the wall, gunner to the center. Healers, you no longer need Steel Sync or Spell Flow. Feel free to slot over Steel Sync Spell Flow with something more useful, just like Shaken or Rise, or a Reform. Here comes our first Resistance Battery mechanic. This is gonna be the Fire Frog. This is a new mechanic 7. I don't know what to put in the water, but it's turning the frogs into fire. We're gonna go between the two small fires that jump second. I'll call out where it's safe. Okay, we're going towards 3. Go towards 3. 3 is safe, there's melee uptime if you know where to find it. You're getting your gap. Point your gap towards the gunner in the center. Gap towards the gunner in the center. Now point your gap to any turret on the wall. Don't get double tapped. Back in on the bosses for a tank cluster followed by a raid runner. If you died, please pop in a re-racer. If you're in a core roll and you're on the ground, please say so. Tank cluster followed by a raid runner. Be sure to kill your parties up after their tank cluster and raid runner. Next up is our sniper turrets. There's going to be 2 turrets that spawn on the east and west tiers. These are number 1 DPS priority. Main tanks, you're going to pick up the ones on the side that you are tanking. Get ready to swap over to the gunner turrets as our number 1 DPS priority. Start hitting the gun turrets, kill the gun turrets. These are number 1 DPS priority. Tanks, you're going to invuln halfway through this last bar. Go and invuln now if you are the main tanks. There's about to be a raid line. Make sure to shield up your partners. Heal them up afterwards. Next up is a Pyretic or a Fire. More damage on the soldier piece. Pyretic or an Ice. Pyretic or a Freeze. We're going to keep moving. Keep moving, move in circles. Passing is not moving. Roll damage on soldier, ignore the gunner. Keep moving. Passing is not moving. Finish off the soldier, then the gunner. Finish off the soldier, then the gunner. At this time, if you're in a core roll, please say something. We will not be getting LB3. Feel free to combat or riot. Okay, tanks, turn on your stances. Slimes go to the north, golems go to the south, healers get in reflect positions. The wards are number 1 DPS priority, focus down aura spirits. Fight over aggro for these aura spirits, get on marker, and healers to your positions. Go and kill the wards once the aura spheres are dead. Do not hit the hexagonal sides, you will get knocked back and get a ruin stun. Focus on the wards. Get ready for another set. Stop attacking, and get ready for another set of wards. Wards are at spawn, healers in position, tanks in position. If you took the first ward, please turn off your stance. Focus on the aura spheres, healers do your reflect. And finish off the wards. Very nice job. Go ahead and focus on rising dead bodies. There are 2 bodies. Also, make sure to thank our duelist for getting us a bonus runner's plating. You only get the runner's plating hand here if the duelist is successful, and it is not guaranteed to get it, so make sure to thank them for their effort. At this time, tanks, go ahead and turn off your tank stances. Tanks, turn off your tank stances. There are 2 chests back in the Queen's Guard arena. Yep, make sure you get both of those. You can actually go back for them. The only chests you can't go back for are the 2 before Trinity Seeker, the one after Trinity Seeker, and the one after Dogwood. Yeah, if any healers could focus target Moriscos, they do need healing because there is no more Cure 4 in the short stack. They are the chain 2. If you look for the person with the chain 2 above their head, that is Moriscos. Okay, welcome to Phantom. Phantom's very easy. We don't respect Phantom around here. Phantom doesn't really do that much that's different from normal mode, just does them in different patterns. Our goal here is to kill the Phantom before the ad space that happens, but as long as we kill before the third Nesma, we are chilling. If you see people doing silly shit, don't follow them. Vets are not to be trusted, and their goal is to kill you. At this time, if you are ready, please step across the purple line. Please step across the purple line. There's not much to explain here. We're going to be taking a break after Phantom, before Trinity Abound. Okay, that is everyone across the purple line. Go ahead and start a countdown wobble whenever you are ready. Again, everyone turn off your tank senses. On this boss, you're going to use whatever lost actions you have left over. So if you have an extra charge of Font of Power, an extra banner of Sacrifice, or an extra ring, please use it. Chain spell users, as long as you have at least 10 charges, you are chilling. Get yourself down to 10 charges, use whatever you have left. This fight starts with something that I don't care about nor remember now. Next up is going to be a donut and linear weave. We're going to have to follow the donut down on either A or B. We're going to A, drag the boss towards A. We're going to follow the donuts down from A. Go and look at those dots in the ground. We're going to follow those down. Remember not to walk into the death wall at the end. We're going to follow these dots down. Don't be for nearly enough time, just follow the down. Again, make sure to stop on the 1 marker. Don't walk into the death wall. We're gonna wait for 1 more pulse and walk over to 2. Walk to 2 now. Go ahead and move back to the 1 marker. Move back to the 1 marker. Make sure to start building your gauge for Trinity Abound. You want as much of these drop gauges as possible, whether you're a Red Mage, Reaper, or Warrior. We're gonna count 3 pulses on the 2-way mark and then move over there. Haha, run! I'm doing it count. Yeah, just move over to 2. We're gonna wait for 3 pulses on 1, 1, 2, and 3. Move over to 1. Yo, are we skipping ad space? Maybe pause? Please? we are not skipping ads phase. Big sad. For these ads, kill the red ghost with damage, heal the white ghost with healing. Don't use all your benedictions in one place. We should have a benediction for each and every mistubing. Paladins, if you want to see more heal health, make sure to toss a couple heals the way of the mistubing. And if you are if your healer want to help out on the side with the DPS, feel free to throw a couple there. Last set of ghosts, make sure to build your gauge. You want as much of your job gauges as possible. Interrupt the phantom or the white and build the rest of your gauge. Be careful, there are traps ahead. Probably not for much longer, but they do exist. Okay, all the traps are gone from the top of the stairs. Down the stairs, please don't do what I just did and pop the traps. The traps down here are actually necessary. Please wait for a Perceptor. That should be Wobble. To percept the traps for us. Avoid all traps here, half of them are needed, half of them will kill you. Please make sure to especially avoid those pink ones. If we don't have at least 2 of the pink traps, then we cannot progress the raid. At this time, we're going to take a 5-minute break. Please be back here by 6 past the hour. Go use the bathroom, get yourself a snack, whatever it is you need to do. Be back here by 6 past the hour. Make sure you wiggle around before you go AFK. I regret to inform you that your 5-minute union mandated break is almost over. Your union mandated break is over. I regret to inform you. At this time, please make sure you're back. Real quick, if you need a re-raiser and you are totally out, please stand on the A waymark. I have more than enough to hand out as long as Invertank has BR fog. Tempo does, that's good enough for me. Once you have a re-raiser applied, please walk away from the A waymark. I have... Yeah, those ether kits are mean. They really don't like proccing. This is why I tell proggers to, oh wait, you have Chainsaw Form. Yeah, that'll happen. I mean, if Val dies, like, that's just a skill issue at that point, but... Okay, that should be everyone having a re-raiser. Oh, Tornimo, do you need one? Okay, perfect. Okay, at this time, if you are the Ether Shield tank for your party, please slot in your Shell 2 over your weakest damage action. If you have a Banner of Honored Sacrifice, that's your weakest action. If you have a Blood Rage, then Font of Power is probably your weakest action. Go and slot in that Shell 2 over your weakest damage action. At this time, if you need Shell 2, please stand behind the purple line. Once you have it, or if you don't need it, please step across the purple line. Okay, once you have confirmed everyone in your party who needs it has Shell 2, please slot over your Ether Shield, or slot over your Shell 2 with an Ether Shield. This Ether Shield is necessary for your party to survive raid winds, especially those with low fortitude stats. If you're in the short stack, good luck. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna trade Zona for, Nuiscos. So we're actually gonna give a Cure 4 back to the short stack. That way at least Alrona and Zona have a chance to survive. So Nuiscos, if you want to leave party, I'm gonna invite you to party A. Okay. So that is all the actual action stuff. If you are a DPS or a healer or whatever, and you have 0 charges on your actions, this is where you're slotting new ones, okay? Also, I'll run, obviously, make sure to invite the person, but, this is where you slot, a new Ether Shield, or sorry, new actions, so stuff like, Benevolent Sacrifice, One of Power, anything with 10 charges or 15 charges in the case of Rin, you're gonna want to reslot here if you haven't already. If you're mimic chaining, then there is a Font of Power Excellence that you can grab off of Alrone. Okay, so that is, yeah, make sure that you have full charges of your actions. I'm gonna go and start TA explanations. Again, make sure to tap into the visual guide if you're a visual learner, as that will definitely help you out. So, this boss, just like in normal mode, is based around the hot and cold mechanics. Every single mechanic pretty much will have hot and cold based around it. It features the 3 weapons, staff, sword, and bow from normal mode as well. However, the way that they work is a little bit differently, so I'm going to go over each phase individually. However, before that, there is one new core mechanic to Savage mode, and that is the brands. So normally in normal mode, what you do is you resolve the mechanic to get your temperature to 0 at the end of the mechanic. So if you have a Fire 2 temperature, you just need to get hit by something that's Ice 2 in order to neutralize out. However, once brands come into the picture, that is a little bit different, okay? Once brands come into the picture, you need to get hit by the opposite, or you need to get your temperature to the opposite of your brand. So for example, if you have a Fire 2 brand, then you need to enter the mechanic with an Ice 2 temperature. You need to make sure to 0 these 2 temperatures out, so that you end up at 0 temperature once the brand goes off. If that's confusing, I have a little infographic that shows you what temperature you need to end on, and in the slideshow there is a table that shows you what you need to get hit by based on your temperature and brand combo. It is important to note that the brands only come in the second half of the fight. So after we go through the first set of 3 phases, we'll then enter the second half, where the brands come into the picture. Realistically, bad news, we're probably not going to be skipping any of the brands, so make sure you're ready to do that. Now, as far as each of the phases go, I'm going to go in what I think is order of easiest to understand to hardest to understand from a new player perspective. First up is the staff phase. Staff phase is actually pretty simple conceptually. There's going to be 4 meteors, 1 on each enter card, and they're all going to be a different temperature, from Fire 1, Fire 2 to Ice 1, Ice 2. Your goal is to end up in the meteor that resolves your temperature, and during the second staff, sets your temperature opposite your brand. How you get there is a little bit different between the two staff phases. During the first staff phase, you're going to get a force march, and you're going to need to point that force march towards the meteor that resolves your temperature. This force march is going to send you 2 of the squares. So if you look at the arena, you'll notice that this is a 5x5 grid. A force march will send you 2 of these squares. If you're a ninja, it's a little bit higher. It's like 2.3 or something. And if you were sprinting, it is a full 3 squares. Please make sure that you are not sprinting, not moving the boss a ton, not using impetus around these, as it will change the distance of a force march and likely get people killed. During the second staff phase, instead of there being a force march, there's going to be line aliens from the north and the east. You're going to want to go in a column and row where there is no truly avowed clone. Or you can also just look for vets jumping in each meteor. It's important to note during the staff phase that no one should be arisen during this phase, as unlike other phases, there is not a spot that gets hit by no temperatures. Please make sure not to arise anyone during the staff phase, or they will pop back up and instantly die again. Now for bow phase. Bow phase is not that bad during the first bow phase, and it's very bad during the second bow phase. This phase is going to start with a shared tank buster. During the first bow phase, it's going to start with a shared tank buster. The second bow phase is going to end with a shared tank buster. One thing that is consistent between both phases is the pipe game. This pipe game is a little bit scary, your first time seeing it, but don't worry, there's a lot of good resources to start to understand it. If you would like a little graphic made by Junebob himself, then you can look in my thread. There's also an over-the-top view of the mechanic. The TLDR is you find your arrow that resolves your temperature. So if you have an Ice 2, you look for a Fire 2 temperature. Or if you need to end up at Ice 2, you find the arrow that sets you to Ice 2. You're going to trace it down. It will take every bend in the pipe. If it can take a left or a right, it will take it going down. Figure out where it ends, and that is where you need to end up. During the first bow phase, you can just kind of stand where it ends. However, during second bow phase, you will have a force march and need to be force marched towards the square it ends in. The first bow phase, again, very simple. Before the actual, the only other important thing is before the actual pipe game, there's going to be a quick march that will send you towards the left or the right. Please make sure to point it towards the left or the right, whichever I call, as there will be a big wall of fire from the opposite side. Force march yourself away from the wall of fire, towards the marker I say, and you'll be safe. Oh, I actually found the normal ones first try. Let's go. But yeah, there is a force march. I'll tell you to go to either B or D. Just make sure you get pointed towards that direction. And healers, if you see someone who dies in the wall of fire and re-raises, please rescue them out. If you die in the wall of fire, please do not perform any actions. Don't try and gap close, don't try and sprint, don't try and run, don't try and pop another re-raiser. Wait to get rescued out and then do all those things. Oh, if you want the worst Trinity of God markers, here, I'll wait. Those aren't even TA markers. These ones are pretty bad. There you go. These are the worst Trinity of God markers. Yeah, second bow phase is a lot. Second bow phase is a lot. You'll not only have your temperature, but also a brand and a quick march. You need to resolve all of those things during the pipe game. So honestly, the best I can tell you is good luck. Again, there is an example of the pipe game. That's the biggest hurdle. As soon as you figure out the pipe game, then you just have to react to the debuff on it, which is admittedly fairly hard. Finally is sword phase. This is the one that gets a lot of new people, so make sure you're really paying attention if you are new. What's going to happen is the boss is going to go untargetable, so during this phase you literally don't have to worry about damage or anything, just resolving your mechanics. There's going to be 3 coins in Imperial Trinity Avowed, and they're all going to have their swords out. There's going to be one square that will not be hit by any of the swords. I will tell you that square is the safe square. During this you will have a temperature. You will need to go cardinal of the safe square in order to resolve your debuffs. So for example, if I tell you that you need to go towards the 4 marker to be safe, if I tell you that 4 is the safe square, then in order to resolve your temperature, you would go north to the 1 marker, south towards where there's no marker, to the east to the 3 marker, or the west up to the D marker. If I say that the 4 is safe, and you go to the 2 marker, you will instantly die. If you are in a square diagonal of 4, you will instantly die. For sword phase, what I'm going to recommend to new people is that you wait and just go to the safe square during the first sword phase. Just kind of look what happens, see what happens. And once you, after the first swipe, you can go resolve your temperature on the second. During the second sword phase, however, you may need to get hit twice. This one's especially brutal, as again, you may need to get hit twice, but you cannot get hit twice at once. So what I'm going to recommend for new people is that first you set your temperature to 0. So if you have an Ice 2 temperature, you're going to get hit by a Fire 2 to set your temperature to 0. After that, get hit by the opposite of your brand. So if you have a Fire 2 temperature, you get hit by an Ice 2 to set yourself opposite of the brand. So again, if you're new, during the second sword phase, just use the first set of slashes to resolve your temperature, then the second to resolve your brand. If you'd like a top-down view of Swords Phase, there is a short video in the thread once again. I know I just dumped a lot on you. Chances are, if you're new, this is going to be the big wall. This is where a lot of new people die, pretty much every time. Don't worry about that. It's a hard fight. At this time, if you're ready, come jump on the Seaway marker. If you have any questions, please ask them. We are going to try and get started before I have to give out another set of challenges. Yes, this is actually harder than Queen for new people, because Queen is basically all a color check. I can tell you pretty much everything to do on Queen, and you'll be safe as long as you listen. For this, however, you have to figure out basically everything as far as resolving mechanics on your own. Waiting on Millie to come to the Seaway mark. Once you're ready, get over here. Honestly, Swords is a big killer. Pipe Game is also pretty big, yeah. I mean, it just kind of depends. Okay, that's everyone. At this time, again, make sure stances are off, make sure you have a fresh set of actions. Wob will give a countdown whenever you are ready. Make sure to apply food at this time. Food is going to give you more HP to lift those raid lines. Tier 4s, it is especially imperative that you use that Tier 4, not just immediately after the raid line, but also after the bleed has ticked down. That bleed will also kill people, so make sure to heal up before it and after. Make sure to use your lost actions for damage. Make sure to do big openings here. Again, do big openings. All tanks get to the front of the barn. All tanks get to the front of the barn. Tanks get to the front of the barn. Pop some mitigation. And just sack back with your parties. Pop Ether Shield. Ether Shield and mitigate this raid line. Very heavy hitting Tier 4, make sure to heal people up. Tier 4s heal up your party. And we're gonna have our weapons on. Be slow to get behind the boss. Go ahead and stay behind the boss, so don't get to the front. Stay behind the boss. All casters complete position towards 2. Everyone get in front of the boss. Stay in front of the boss. Get in front of the boss now. Next up is going to be a chariot. Casters complete position away from the boss. Melee, you're going to wait for the flash of light to green. Melee, you can do it until right about now. Get away from the boss. And get back. We're starting in staff phase. Go ahead and stack up in the center of the arena on the 3 ring. Stack up on 3, you're going to get your temperature and a quick march. Look at which way your quick march is pointing. You're going to need to point that towards the meteor that is opposite your temperature. If you have an Aquarium 2, you're going to look for an Ice meteor and force march 2. Go and throw some light negation and regions on your party and find your meteor. Point your force march to it. Remember, it sends you 2 squares. Don't free for uptime, your life is worth more than a GCP. Back in on the bosses, go ahead and everyone get together for some ether shields and mitigation. Ether shield and mitigate for your party. If your tier 4 dies, make sure to try and arise them. Tier 4 is big heals on parties, big heals on parties. Everyone gets south of the way march, boss is gonna move somewhere. Get behind the boss now, get behind the boss. Get behind the boss. Next up, all things can get in front of the boss now. Pop some mitigation. Everyone is going to get their quick march. I will tell you which way this is going. But first, there is a tank buster. Tank stack up, pop some mitigation. Look at which way your force march is going. Point your force march towards B. Point your force march to B, get sent 2 squares. Healers, if you see someone in the fire, make sure to rescue them out. If you died in the fire, re-raise, do not use any action, but wait for your healer to rescue you. Go ahead and check for your temperature. You're going to need to find the arrow that resolves your temperature and trace it down. This is left side high. Find which arrow resolves your temperature. If you're ice 2, you can come stand on me for a fire 2 arrow. And back in on the barn. Make sure to hold your DR if you're DR. mechanics, get ready to eat the shield and mitigate for your party. Again, healers, focus on a rising triple casting. Big heals on party. Next up is sword swings. Everyone get in front of the boss. Get in front of the boss now. It's pointing towards the north. Get in front of the boss. Get in front of the boss. Get in front of the boss. Boss is about to go untargetable. Everyone is gonna get their temperature. Look at your temperature. Remember, wait to resolve your temperature until the second set of slices if you're new. Give yourself a chance to see what's going on. I will call the safe spot. Our first safe spot is on 3. Stand on 3 to be safe. Stand cardinal of 3 to dissolve. If you want to see what happens, just sit on the safe square. And let's see where we're going for our second set of slashes. 4 is our safe square. Stand cardinal of 4 to resolve. If you're on 2, you are instantly going to die. Stand cardinal of 4 to resolve your temperature. And back in on the bonds. Stack up, get ready to ether shield and mitigate. Ether shield and mitigate. If you died, pop a new ether. Tier 4's big heals on the party. Next up, we're gonna be getting away from the boss. Casters can get away now. Nearly can read until the flash of light. Get away from the boss. Don't get point blank. And get back in on the boss. If both healers are dead, please mark them. Everyone is gonna get a temperature and also their first elemental brand. Remember, you're gonna need to end up opposite of your brand by the end of the mechanic. Get to the center of the arena for some proximity damage. You're gonna find the meter that resolves your temperature and brand and stand in the safe spot. Look for Vet's jumper. The north and south green squares are safe. North and south green squares are safe. Get back in on the boss. Get together for some ether shield and mitigation. Make sure to mark your healers if both are dead. Stack up for some ether shield and mitigation. We're gonna be holding down. Careful casters, heal up your party. Everyone can get south of the 3 mark. Boss is gonna go back north. Get the boss down to about 5% and then stop damage. Get behind the boss now. Get behind the boss. We're gonna have to dodge some lines just like in the south phase right here, right now. I'll tell you if you're getting cardinal or inner cardinal of the boss. Let's see. The sides of the boss are safe. Get left, right of the boss. Left, right of the boss is safe. After this, press your sprint. Wait. Run to D now. Run to D now. Run towards the D marker now. If you died in the fire, pop a new razor if you revase. You're getting your temperature, your brand, as well as a force one. You're gonna need to figure out where the arrow that resolves your temperature and brand ends, and force march to it. Let's see where these arrows are going. If you're new, there's not much I can tell you except good luck. Again, figure out where your arrow is ending, put your force march to it. You're getting sent 2 squares. Perfect, everyone stack up for ether shield and mitigation. Please arise healers. Stack up for ether shield and mitigation. Healers, if you're alive, pop LB3 after this big AoP. LB3 now. Get towards the wall for a tank buster if you are a tank. Off-tanks sacrifice for healers who are down. Get in front of the boss at this time, it's pointed side. Get in front of the boss. Get in front of the boss now. Boss going untargetable. Try and kill the boss, I guess. If it doesn't die, that's okay. Boss is gonna die, that's okay. We have a lot of risers. Grab your personal spoils. We should still have a good amount of rises, so start arising dead bodies. Please be careful about going ahead. There is a boss we actually need to fight before the queen. I'm gonna do a little something special for our new people. If this is your first, please don't go do the thing if you're that. Please don't go do the thing. If this is your first time killing Trinity Avowed, please come to the 4-way mark. Again, if this is your first time, come to the 4-way mark if you have never killed Trinity Avowed before. We're gonna wait for a couple more rises because I think we have a couple more new people dead. We just have one more person to get up. Jam, after that plate, I'm gonna have a tank sacrifice if they have it. Okay, never mind, no need. Again, if this is your first time clearing Trinity Avowed, come to the 4-way mark. We're gonna do something a little special. That is a lot of new people, by the way. Congratulations on clearing TA. Go ahead and follow me up these stairs. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna gather around the special pink trap. Please do not walk into it. Just stand around it, gather around like a campfire. Don't walk in. You can actually target yourself, and if you see that hitbox, just point the little arrow in your hitbox, and I'm gonna give us a countdown of like 5 seconds. At the end of the countdown, we're all gonna walk in together. At that point, it is a race. And run into the trap. Now it is a race for the first person to get through the game. In order to go to the secret boss that we need to defeat to kill the queen, we need to go through that gate in the back. The only way we can get through that is by having someone really small go through. Unfortunately, Prissy doesn't count for the race because she is a cheater. Imagine playing Dancer in Delubrum Reginae. Go and walk down. Fun fact about this mini, by the way, Lollifells are actually the tallest race when affected by it. Now Prissy gets to taunt us. Go ahead and go through the loading zone and be careful, there are traps down the loading zone. Don't walk ahead until you hear all 3 booms. There's an explosion trap on the bridge. Hug the right wall. Hug the right wall. Don't walk off of it. Just hug the right wall. And all the traps are gone. That right there is why I put Rollamel for our Minotaur percent. So welcome to Minotaur. Again, we're gonna wait for everyone to get down here. Okay, before I explain anything, here is what I need. I need healers on B if you have a Biflect. I need healers on D if you have a Dispel. Looks like we have enough healers with Biflect and Dispel. If you have both, you can actually send in between the two. Perfect. Okay, here's what I need. We already have 1 tank on each marker. If you are not comfortable solo tanking, please say so now. Okay, could I have a tank go with Toranimo? They will need an off tank. Almera, perfect. You're gonna sweep the traps for Toranimo. Okay, perfect. If you were standing on D for Dispel, you were slotting in Dispel and you will be holding it until Queen. If you slot in Dispel again, please do not slot over it. You are keeping it until Queen. It is also necessary for Queen to dispel some key debuffs. If you are on B for Deflect, you were slotting in Reflect or you're using Light Curtains. use those, make sure to reflect the orbs. I'll go over that in just a bit. If you don't have a role, you were classified as Murder Ball DPS. Again, if you're not on one of the markers, currently you are part of the Murder Ball DPS. I'll go over what that means in just a second. Before I go over everything, it's important to note that Minotaur, the boss you see before you, is not the actual boss of this encounter. The real scary part of this fight is the ads phase that he dies. When the boss hits 70% HP, the boss is going to go untargetable and summon 4 ads, as well as make most of the floor very dangerous. There's only going to be 2 lanes of safe space, the inner ring with the ABCD and the outer ring with the 1, 2, 3, 4. For this boss, I'm going to ask that no one use their burst phase until the boss, no one use their burst until the boss goes untargetable and summons the ads. The actual boss mechanics themselves are not really that threatening, but the ads phase will easily kill many people if we're not careful, and I think we're actually running low on our risings. So please, again, hold your burst until the ads come out and then burn them down to kill the boss. At this time, if you are out of retracers, please stand on the 3-way mark for me. If you're out of retracers and need one, please stand on the 3-way mark. I have 6 to give away. Once you have it made away, do I have one more person who needs it? Okay, I'll just slot it in. If you do not have a retracer currently active, again, please come to the 3-way mark. Okay, perfect. LUN, perfect. Now I just need a BR flop person. Beautiful. Okay. Back to explaining the boss. So yeah, again, hold all your burst actions until the start of ads phase. We're just gonna nuke down the Minotaurs. The faster we get off ads phase, the less people die. Ads phase is actually pretty simple conceptually. There's just a lot of moving parts. You may notice that's the exact same way I described slimes if you're on the slime side. I'm gonna go roll by roll, explaining what you're doing. First of all, the murder ball. Anyone who is not on a marker, you are part of the murder ball. What you're gonna do is you're gonna start down at the 3-way mark at the start of the ads phase. Your job is to stay down south and wait for the Minotaurs to be brought to you. Again, please don't leave the 3-way mark unless you really know what you're doing, as there are mechanics that will kill you if you are outside of the 1, 2, 3, 4 way marks. Simply stay at the 3-way mark until I tell you it is safe to do otherwise. There are a couple mechanics you have to resolve. I'll go over them later, but basically your job is just to kill the ads. Now, for the healers, if you are on the B or D way marks, you are going to start in the inner ring at the start of the ads phase. Go towards the ABCD, and you're going to be deflecting and dispelling the fire and earth orbs. They're going to be balls of earth that spawn. These will have a powerful stun skin that needs to be dispelled, and then can just be attacked with a dot or with a glare to kill them. There are also balls of fire that need to be reflected and stood under, or they will explode. If the balls of earth or balls of fire do not get resolved, they will explode and give everyone a ruin sign, and from this point on, it is no longer thrice come ruin, it is twice come ruin. 2 failed mechanics will now lead to your demise. Yeah, healers, your job is also fairly simple. Again, just deflect the fire orbs, dispel the earth orbs, make sure they don't explode. Now tanks, this is where the real hard part comes in, or the real scary part. If you fail your job, then this turns from a normal encounter into a horror slasher film. Please ensure that you are very careful about what you're doing, especially your positioning and your movement. Don't go too fast, don't go too slow, and especially do not get hit. Tanks, your job is simple. You're just running the Minotaurs around the arena. How you actually do that can be a little bit intricate, but very simply, you're going to start on the cardinal that you were assigned. You're going to pull your Minotaur out and around. By the time you get to the second cardinal, there's going to be a cast called Entrapment. At that time, the Trap Sweeper, if you're solo tanking, that is also the main tank, is going to pop invul and run around to destroy the traps. They may be poison or bomb traps. Healers, please keep an eye on your tanks. If you have a Dark Knight or a Warrior sweeping, they may need an Esena or a Benediction. Once that is resolved, you basically just have to resolve mechanics as normal. Just don't get hit. That gives a ruin stat. Now, as far as mechanics that everyone has to resolve, there are a couple big mechanics during the ads phase. The first and most important of which is the push and pull mechanic. For this mechanic, you are going to get one of two debuffs, either a sacrifice or a wanderer debuff. If you have the sacrifice debuff that looks like it is slurping up spaghetti, you're going to go to the outer ring. If you look at the outer ring, you'll notice that there are notches in it. You're going to go to the outer of these notches and get sucked in towards the Minotaur. If you are not in the outer notch, you will get pulled into a death wall. For those with the wanderer debuff, you're going to go to the inner notch and get knocked back. If it looks like he's about to push you down some stairs, get on the inside so that you don't fall into a death wall. Again, if you are on this inner part of the ring, not in a notch, you will go into a death wall. If you are in the wrong notch, you will go into a death wall. Please, please, please prioritize resolving your debuffs. These are your #1 priority when you are resolving mechanics. Outside of that, there's only a couple of big ones. This shows pretty much all the big mechanics. There's Entrapment, which is why I asked you to stay down south at the 3-way mark, as there are traps between the cardinals. There's also Devastating Bolt, where I tell you to get in a notch. Very simply, you just have to get in a notch and then dodge some puddles afterwards. That is pretty much all the mechanics. Everything else is basically just trash mechanics. So if you have any questions, please ask them. Otherwise, come jump on the 3-way mark. Again, as a reminder, we are not going to be using our big burst until the start of the ads phase. Please don't do big openers. Hold your phone on magic, chain spell, banners, anything like that for the start of ads phase. Seems like that is everyone. Eluin and Neely, if you could come to the 3-way mark just in case. Okay, perfect. Everyone turn off your tank stances except for Wobble. Wobble can start a 30-second countdown. If you are assigned a tank role, I will tell you when to turn on your stance. It is not now. Keep it off until the start of ads phase, when I call for it. Again, please, please, please focus on resolving mechanics. We are very limited on our rises at this point, so please be careful. Hold your burst. Again, don't do big openers, don't use potions, don't use Font of Power, Excellence, anything like that, up to the start of ads phase. Again, just do your 1, 2, 3, build your gauge. This starts with a tank cluster on Wobble to Wobble. Don't go to the front. At this point, find your Arm Sneak Surecast and press it. Press Arm Sneak Surecast now. There's going to be a pushback away from the boss. Get in towards the boss to dodge Konons. Get in towards the boss and dodge Konons. Walking out of whack is your #1 and only priority. Good job. Next up is a big point blank AoE. Get out, out, and away. Out, out, and away. If you think got close, you are too close. Except for red mage. And back in on the boss. Boss is phasing. Tanks get to positions, turn on stance. Everyone get to the south unless you are a healer. Everyone get to your positions. Tanks pull your ads. Big bursts kill the mummies. Big bursts kill the mummies. Make sure you are in the appropriate range. At this time, tanks get to the cardinals. Everyone get to your cardinals. Tanks are gonna pop in, roll, and sweep your traps. Party, you're about to get your fateful words. Words are out. Please resolve your word mechanics. Please resolve your word mechanics. Get in the appropriate notch to resolve your words. If you died, please pop into re-raising. Next up is get into a notch. Get into a notch, any notch. There is an ad on the loose. Please, someone go get it away. I've got it. Not better like this. Again, dodge the puddles. Don't get orbital strike. Kill ads. You're free to leave from south at this point, by the way. Go and kill the last ads. You were getting a debuff, but it's not resolving. Get into any notch. Get into any notch at this time. Get into any notch. And kill the last ad. Dodge the puddles, kill the last ad. Dodge the puddles, kill the last ad. Words are resolving. Get in your proper spots. Resolve your words, resolve your words, resolve your words, resolve your words. And kill the last ad. Okay, at this point we are in full-on recovery mode. Get into any notch. Get into any notch. Get into any notch. There's a ball of fire between DNC and a ball of earth that must be resolved. Please reflect the ball of fire. Do not stand under it if you don't have a reflect. Healers, please focus on a rising body. None of the mechanics from this point out are that dangerous. For example, this light hitting Rayfire. Next up is rapid rolls. If you have a marker on you, take it out towards the edge of the arena. If you have a rapid roll, take it out on the way and you get out of the puddle that it will leave behind. Get out of the puddle that leaves behind. Everyone get away from the Stigma Void. There's about to be a big point blank AoE. Get away from the Stigma Void. There's a big point blank AoE. And get back in on the boss. There's gonna be 2 more sets of rapid rolls. Please take these out, and away. Take rapid rolls out, and away. 1 more set, take them out and away. Get out of their puddle. At this point, everyone in the party can stack up. We're about to get a proximity marker. Get half the arena away from proximity marker. Bench get all the way against the wall at 4 and not come back in. Everyone else get very, very close and dodge whacks. Again, if you're ranged, just outrange these whacks. Everyone get out of the whacks, and whacks are over. Next up is the funny tank question. Everyone finds your arms link shirt cast. Pop your arms link shirt cast now. Pop your knockback immunity now. Knockback immunity now. Get closer far to dodge these whacks. Get closer far, dodge these whacks. Melee, feel free to run through and bait them away. Make sure to build your gauge for Queen. Again, healers, focus on arising. If you have any arises left, please use them to arise these bodies. Another light hitting raid bite followed by a set of rapid bolts if we see. Perfect. Again, focus on our rising dead bodies. If you were a tank with sacrifice, and you would like to sacrifice a body, please come stand on top of it. Because once you are out of arises on your current plate, we're gonna let a tank sacrifice. Do any tanks actually bring sacrifice? Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. All bodies are up at this time. Make sure you grab your personal spoils that will contain the final plating for you. That's the last plating for you. At this point, you should have all 5 types of plating. 1 for each slot of gear. If you got really lucky, you might have a full order of these secrets. watch your cutscene, and then go to the 4-way mark if you need a new re-raiser. If this is your first time through and you need another re-raiser because you are out, please go to 4. Otherwise, Kings, please slot Shell 2 over your weakest damage action or your Ether Shield. If you're the Ether Shield tank, slot in your Shell 2 over your Ether Shield. If you need Ether Shield, stand behind the purple line. Once you have it, please step across. Again, once you have Shell 2, please step across the purple line. Pinks, once you have confirmed everyone who needs it in your party has Shell 2, please slot over your Shell 2. If anyone has a full Aldone or the Summoner who is solo. Okay. Go ahead and slot once you have confirmed everyone has Shell, please slot your Ether Shield over your Lost Shield. I'm going to do some quick queen explanations. First and foremost, I feel like I need to explain the markers. So these markers are battleship markers. It allows me to call any square with exact accuracy. So for example, I can say something like the B4 tile, and that is this tile right here. If I told you to stand on the B4 tile, you would come up here where I am standing. What I'm calling is rows and columns. So if I say something like B4, you would go to the far corner. Every single square I would ever need to call is used with rows. Yeah, these markers, again, if you have a chest, you have a battleship, you kind of know what's going on. Just call them using columns. If you're confused, you can also look for me or call game. I'm going to put a circle above my head. If you would like, if you are confused by these markers and need someone to follow, you can look for this circle. I highly recommend focus targeting me so that the circle doesn't go away. Because there's so many people, there's a chance it just disappears. So if you want to ensure you can find it, go ahead and focus target me. With that said, I'm going to go over a couple mechanics. There's honestly not much that you need to know. Most of it is just stuff I need to know. The number one trick to solving queen is to listen to the caller. Unless I'm really, really bad, which, I mean, I am, but unless I'm especially bad today, more so than most days, you'll be fine as long as you listen to callouts. But there are a couple things that you should really take note of yourself. First of all is super chats. The big keystone mechanic of this fight is super chats. The boss is going to go away and give you 2 debuffs, a 2, a 3, or a 4. What you're going to need to do is add them up. So for example, if you had a 2 debuff and a 4 debuff, you would add them up to have a total of 6. If you have like a 4 and a 3, you will have a total of 7. You will only ever have a 5, a 6, or a 7. What I'm going to do for super chats is I'm going to tell you where to stand. For example, I might say something like 6s to 4, 7s to a4, 5s to 3. So what you would do is you would add up your total. If you're a 6, you're going to go to 4. If you're a 7, you would go to a4, and a 5, you would go to 3. It will not always be that pattern. There are 4 different patterns. I mean, really there's like 7 technically, but So yeah, as long as you listen to calls, you'll be fine. Just add up your total, stand where it means. If you cannot listen to calls and you just want to extend the markers, you can also look for vets. A vet might put something like a 5, a 6, or a 7 over their head and start jumping. Look for them and try and look for them if you really just don't understand the callouts and speaking too fast, whatever. But yeah, as long as you listen to calls, that is the hardest part. The only other important thing about super chess is to ensure you are only walking the appropriate amount of squares. You're gonna have dots appear over your head, and you're only going to want to walk that many squares. If you've done normal mode, you know what happens if you walk too many squares. You get a ruin stack. However, in this content, instead of getting a ruin stack, you just get a doom for 3 seconds. If you do not move back a square in those 3 seconds, you will die. So, if you, once you have the dots above your head, move until those disappear. If you get a big red spike above your head, walk back before you die. Other than that, basically just Queen's Guard mechanics. The last thing I'm going to talk about is God Save the Queen. At this time, please go ahead and look at your Lost Finds poster. You may notice that there are light curtains there. I asked everyone to bring at least 2 light curtains, so please go ahead and drag them onto your hotbar. Do not use them. I always see someone just accidentally activate one and then they don't have enough for the whole thing. Make sure you carefully drag them onto your hotbar like an item. I will call when to activate these. All you're going to do is pop it and then stand under an orb. Very, very easy. When I call to use a light curtain, just pop it, stand under an orb. When I call for light curtains to be used healers, you will also need to dispel the bombs. We're also going to have a couple debuffs that need to go away, or we all die. Yep, and these light curtains are a full GCD, so if I wanted to press my AoE and then a light curtain, I would not be able to, because my GCD is currently rolling. Please make sure to reserve a GCD for pressing that light curtain whenever it is needed. But yeah, that should be basically it. If you have any questions, please ask them. Otherwise, come up to the B4 square. Eliun and Healy, once you guys are ready, come up to the B4 square. At this time, everyone should use some raid food. This is going to be the last time to use raid food in this instance, until you come back for the next run. Make sure to pop tinctures in your openers, make sure that you use your lost actions. This fight does have an enrage. It's actually a little less scary of an enrage than TA in my opinion, but it is definitely there, and if too many people die or aren't pressing actions, it will just lead to enrage. With that said, Wobble, go ahead and take it away. Make sure all tank stances are off, by the way. Wobble should be the only one with a tank stance active. Feel free to start a countdown when you are ready. Again, make sure you are ready to use Ether Shield as a tank. Please make sure you have Ether Shield slotted over your shell if you haven't already. This fight, unlike TA, starts with a raid fight and not a tank festival. Again, get ready for Big Opener's big damage. This fight starts with a raid wide, Wobble, you can just run with it. Get ready for a raid wide, Ether Shield and mitigate don't pop too much. Your force heal everyone back up. Next up is Baby Chest Line. Some people call this mirror chest, but I've never understood that. I'm gonna call where it is safe to stand, as well as the dangerous rows and columns. No one safe, back and safe. Okay, center column is safe, we're hoping for north. We're gonna be going to the west. Go towards the west, stand on the A1 tile. A1 tile is safe. Or no, stand on the 1 tile. Do not stand on A1, stand on the 1 tile. There is no melee option. After that, you can walk into melee range. Move into the A column. Perfect. Wobble is about to take Arc Curse to Western. Wobble, you're just gonna inbone pop on a skull. You're gaining an extra. Tanks get ready to Ether Shield and mitigate. Tanks get ready to Ether Shield and mitigate. Ether Shield and mitigate now. Again, Cure Force, after this, we're gonna heal everyone back up. Big heals on fighting. Boss is about to disappear. Be careful with your longer cooldowns. Boss is going away for super shots. We're going to turn our camera towards the north or south. Let's see which one. The safe spot is in the south. Point your camera towards the south. Back is safe. Wall is unsafe. 5s on C, 6s on B, 7s on A. 5s on C, 6s on B, 7s on A. 5s on C, 6s on B, 7s on A. Wait for your debuff to lock in and numbers to appear above your heads. Walk into and up the C column. Walk into and up the C column. If you're in the D column, you are dead. If you get a red spike, move back. Once you are unstunned, please move to the gold tile no matter what. Move into the gold tile even if you were wrong. Move into the gold tile no matter what. Even if you get that red spike of doom, walk into the gold tile. It is safer for you to die there than to die. Perfect. Get back on the boss for big reopening. This is coming up as another big graveyard. Get ready to Ether Shield and mitigate. Ether Shield and mitigate for your party. Don't pop too much head. Just reprisal all that stuff. Cure Force, heal everyone back up. Please locate good light curtains. They're going to be used in just a second. You see that sovereignty gauge? We're going to use that. We're going to use our light curtains as soon as that gets off country. Pop your light curtains now. Pop your light curtains now. If you don't have light curtains, avoid orbs. Otherwise, stand under one. There's an orb on please enter 6 column, the B column. Stand under an orb once it pops. Please make sure to dispel the box. Stand under a popped orb. Perfect. And back in on the boss. Next up is our first Queen's Blood mechanic. Here come the Queen's Blood mechanics. First up is our Wind and Lightning mechanic. Check for your tether now. Check for your tether now. Check your debuffs for your tether. Tether's a little wind west of purple. Let's see which way we're going. We are going towards the north. Head towards the north. Tether's the wind west of purple. Point your gap towards the gunner. Point your gap towards the gunner. It is on A1. Gap towards the gunner on A1. And now gap to a turret on the boss. And back in on the boss. Next up is our second Pinkbuster Wobble Penguin. Boss is about to go and target him. Hold your long cooldown. Do not pop your 2-minute cooldowns. We're waiting for the boss to come back to him. Again, hold your long cooldown. Wait for the boss to come back. Again, this is a downtime mechanic. Get towards the center of the arena. Hold your 2 minutes. So we're gonna go bowling. We're gonna get knocked back from the center, away from the Queen's side. We're going to stand on the circle. We're heading towards D4. Stand on the circle. We're headed towards D4. East and west boys, north and south boys are safe. We're heading to B4. Head to B4. B4 is safe. Back in on the boss. We're gonna have a raid fight as well as our reopening. Pop potions, pop everything you have. Big damage. Ether Shield and mitigate. If both your heroes are dead, please unmark them. You will need to arise them. Your pillars try and keep everyone caught off. Boss is about to go untargetable for another super chance. We're gonna see if we can point our camera towards the north or the south. We're going towards. Point your camera towards the south. Back is unsafe, wall is unsafe. 5 stand on B1, 6 is on A1, 7's on 1. 7's on 1, 6 is on A1, 5's on B1. Again, 5s on B1, 6s on A1, 7s on 1. We are going to walk up the C column. Wait for your debuffs to dissolve. Walk into and up the C column. Walk into and up the C column. If you get a red spike, please move back. Red spike, please move back a square. After this, no matter what, walk into the gold tile. Walk into the gold tile no matter what. Whether you were correct or incorrect, walk into the gold tile. If both your heroes are dead, please mark them. At this time, you should have healer LB3. If you have 3 or more party members started, please use that LB3. Go ahead and stack up on the B3 square. Stack up on the B3 square. Stack up on B3. Stack up on B3. Next up is going to be an in-out for the knight, followed by normal mode gun turns. Go and stack up. Stack up. We're going to be getting away from the knight on one of its sides. We're going to be getting away towards... Wait. Get away towards the south. Get out towards the south. Get out towards the south. After this dodge, normal mode bouncing bullet turns. The 4 tile should be safe. The A4 tile is safe. Pop light curtains now. Pop light curtains now. Light curtains now. Stand under an order if you have a light curtain. Dodge it if you don't. Stand under a light curtain. Stand under any of the bubbles. Please dispel. Dispel the buff on the bomb. Perfect. We're coming up on our last relentless play mechanic. Ether shield and mitigate first. Ether shield and mitigate. Your force keep healing up your party. Next up is going to be the bomb mechanic with a knockback and a pyrodetic, or a freeze. At this time, bombs are going to be dropping. Go and find your arms with quick cast. You can actually use that in here. Check for a tether now. Check for a tether now. If you have a tether, you're standing on a large bomb. Everyone else is going to a small bomb. Pop your knockback immunity now. Knockback immunity now. Tethers to large, rest to small. Move in small circles on your bomb. Move in small circles on your bomb. Small circles on your bomb. If you fall before your bomb does, move where one just fell. Move where a bomb just fell. Boss coming back with our final enrage sequence. If you have any damage, please use it. This is where any damage will be used. If you have an healer LB3, use it now. Pop some party nip, whatever party nip you have. Pop ether shield now. Any damage you have, use it. Do not use damage LB3. Use tank LBs if you have it. And congratulations on your clean. So, congratulations to all of you who have cleared today. Couple things I want to go over. First of all, I am very sorry, but there is a very likely no way that we can get everyone who is dead up. I think we're very low on rises. So, if you were live, make sure to grab your chests. If you're a healer who has a rises, please get people up. Yeah, that was a lot of new people. Congratulations to all of you on your clears. Again, if you see new people, try and grab them. Yeah, that's all as far as the mechanics goes. Real quick, I want to give my spiel that I give at the end of every one. First of all, thank you all for coming out. I love doing DRS. I can't do DRS without more people who like doing DRS. Thank you all so much for coming to do Savage. I hope to see you on more runs in the future. If you want to go on more runs, there's a calendar for more runs. If you go to, actually, let me grab the actual link. Yeah, we have a calendar for all the runs across all of NA. There is a run basically every day across NA.
There's a run in a few minutes.
Oh, there is a Hembo Reclear in a few minutes. Wow. Yeah. again, thank you all so much for coming out. You have now cleared, so you are eligible for re-clearance. If you'd like to go on one of those runs, just keep in mind that they have stricter action requirements on those types of runs. So make sure you actually with the holsters. It's a little stricter than what we had here. With that said, again, thank you all for coming out. I hope to see you on more runs in the future. This content's fun. I love doing it with other people. Next week, I'll be back with my weekly as usual. Yeah, if you're alive, make sure to claim your stuff. Oh yeah, one final thing. All of you who are on the ground, you will still get your mount. So if you would like to try and get a rise, feel free. All that chest has in it is one full augment for a piece, as well as a minion that we have way too much of, and if you really want Pinpoint Effect has one. And a couple of special augments. You get your dog from the achievements menu. So after you do the instance, you can go to your achievements menu and claim it. It should be your last achievement. After that, you can take a picture of yourself on your map with your name visible and post it in role request to get your DRS cleared achievement. Yeah, I think that's all. Thank you for coming. Make sure to get your box and take your screenshots.